Recent eclipse energy has brought all of us a new intensity in vibrational experience. It is definitely an upgrade and something that we are learning to adjust to. And you may be feeling a whole bunch of different symptoms and sensations in your physical body. But that is just part of what 5D living is really like. What we want to do today is explore how you can fully embrace 5D consciousness so that you can feel great. It's not enough for you just to know about it, you need to experience it. Welcome, everyone. I'm Dr. Marcia Martin, the Heart Healer, and I am so excited to be here with you and share with you all about this 5D consciousness. We need to understand what it is, how you can get into it, how you can stay there once you have arrived, and of course, what helpers you can call on from the energetic realm to help you navigate this journey. It's always so much easier when we remember that we have the strength of the energetic realm with us at all times. So let's begin by understanding what that 5D consciousness is all about. What is it? What is meant when somebody says, "Oh, I'm living in 5D"? Is it a place? Is it a thing? What is it? Well, it's that new heaven and new earth that the Bible shared four times throughout its entirety, telling us that we could expect that we would move into a new, what we thought was a new place. And with it, of course, comes all sorts of confusion because it never seems that when we are moving into something new that we're able to do it without a lot of confusion first. So some people believe that the ascension is limited to the 144,000. And that's their way of saying that they're the ones that are going to make it when the rest of us are just left behind. However, when we understand who the divine are, we understand that nothing could ever be limited to a specific group of people, but it can be something that you must work toward and have alignment with. So, out of this misunderstanding, we have gotten the rapturous, those who believe that a certain chosen group are going to rise up into heaven, and the rest of us are just going to be left here as the earth is destroyed. And those are the chosen ones. And then we have the preppers, those who are ready for the earth as we know it to be destroyed, but for life still to be possible. So they've prepared for every possibility, and they live as though the world is ending tomorrow. Neither one of these groups are in alignment with the divine truth. And when you are constantly holding yourself out of alignment, you can cause yourself to live a really stressful life. So it's important that we understand that we just need to work on our alignment and not on preparation for the world ending or for some sort of rapturous event when only a chosen few are going to get to attend. The world is not on a path of certain Hi, my beautiful Evan. The world is not on a path of certain destruction. I know that you may have been heard this through many different channels. Yes, we need to do better as stewards of the earth, but we are not hurling into a certain doom and gloom. However, if you are going to fully take advantage of that 5D conscious state, you need to prepare. We need to live in the 5D state as much as possible. because this means that you're living in bliss. You have extended periods of joy. You have a sense of certainty, trust, belonging, belief, and peace. However, you do not have to belong to any particular religion or ideology. All that you need to do is be in alignment with your divine connection. So let's explore what it means for us to truly be in alignment with that connection. Because 5D consciousness is not a place that you're going to go to and then leave and come back to. 5D consciousness is a state of being. You are ascending beyond the physical. You are understanding that there is more than just your physical body and the physical world that you see around you. You are going to recognize the value of everyone and want to extend love and compassion toward all of those beings, even the beings that you don't agree with. And life from this place of consciousness, this fifth dimensional consciousness, is a place of betterment for all. We are moving out of that place of competition into the place where we are much more cooperative, where the goal is to see everyone rise so that we create a better world, and not just a world that is better for some and very cruel for others. So, how are we going to get there? You might think, well, it certainly sounds as though this is only open to a few people. No matter what you say, Marcia, I don't see how I'm going to make it in. And I completely understand. But what I have heard over and over through my meditation is that the way is clear. And it has always been clear. There was never a time when we were cut off from this way of being. Unfortunately, we were quite unenlightened and we didn't have the spiritual bandwidth in order to hold on to this state of beingness. Certain individuals throughout history have consistently shown us that it's possible. But for most of us, it was just too big a leap from where we were in our awareness to where 5D consciousness requests that we be in order to have access to this. So you'll remember in the Bible that Jesus says that it's easier for a camel to pass through the eye of the needle than for a rich man to get into heaven. So let's unpack that a little bit. It doesn't mean that money is bad. It doesn't mean that being wealthy is bad. It doesn't mean that you need to immediately dispose of all of your wealth in order to ascend. It means that when you are focused only on your possessions, when you are focused only on more, and how you can grab more for you, you are completely out of alignment with the divine truth. You are on a path that will keep you locked into the physical and stop you from having full access to the divine. When you have full access to the divine, you can still have material possessions. However, you will not be glued to those possessions, and more likely than not, you will be using what you have for the benefit of all. So there are no barriers to entry except those that we erect within ourselves that say something outside of us is more important than this connection within us. Yes, and Evan is saying, would this be considered a grand rising for the collective? Absolutely. We as a world have gained quite a great knowledge of what it means to be in an ascended state of consciousness. And there is a great hunger for this. It is the great hunger within the hearts of all of the people that have allowed this ascension to happen at this time for everyone everywhere. Those who were hungry for it in the past generally tended to walk a solitary path, and very few other people would have been interested in joining them. And it was quite a difficult path at that time because there was such a heavy cloak of darkness because of the unenlightened state of most of the inhabitants. But we have really collectively leapt far ahead in our awareness of what is possible and our thirst for wanting to get to it. And it is that collective desire that has made this possible. We've got to remember that if we are just going after physical possessions, it will be me against you. Me, I need more. When we are moving towards something collectively, we will recognize when we have more than enough for ourselves, and we will want to share that which is extra with others because we want them to experience the joy and the bliss that we are experiencing. The going after the physical objects, the me, doesn't give you satisfaction. It gives you an unlimited urge for more because it's not doing what you want it to do. You are hoping that by acquiring these things, you're going to feel good about you. But there's always somebody that has more. There's always something new that you could desire. And if that's what is motivating you, you're always going to live in dissatisfaction. When you allow yourself to be in alignment with that 5D state, you begin understanding that you can be in bliss and be content with what you have, where you are, no matter what the outer circumstances are. It could still be challenging, but you will absolutely experienced experience a greater sense of contentment than when you were grabbing, trying to get worldly goods to satisfy that desire that can only be satisfied by a connection to the divine. So, how are we going to get into this place and then be successful at holding it? You know, they gave me in meditation something that I personally needed to do in order to make sure that I was holding the 5D state for more extended periods of time. And it was a real challenge. And I am finding myself having to remember to do this again and again. But it is so powerful and so freeing. So I'm going to share that with you in just a moment. Great question, Abdul. And I'm going to, perfect timing for that question. Abdul is saying, how can we connect and know that we're connected? I'm going to share that with you right now. So remember, the most important thing is understanding that your connection is not going to come from your head. It's going to come from your energetic heart. That's that heart chakra. This is where everyone, no exceptions, everyone has a connection to the divine. Your connection size varies depending on how willing you are to entertain. Hey, I want to have a relationship with the divine. How much pain and trauma is existing in the heart space that has yet to be cleared? And then how willing you are to go back day after day to build upon this connection. So, the first thing that I would advise that you do is begin understanding that, hey, I have a connection to the divine, just me and the divine, nobody else. I don't need a priest, a minister, a rabbi, a holy person in any respect. Just me and the divine. The minute that I move into the heart space, let's just do that together right now. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Really fill your lungs completely. Just breathe in oxygen, spread well-being throughout your body. Take several of these deep, heart-connected breaths. And now, place all of your attention, the entirety of your focus, place it right on the energetic heart center. Just allow it to be. You don't need to do anything. Just be in that heart space. And now, give yourself permission to connect with the divine. I, your name, give myself permission to connect with the divine. Now just breathe. You are connected. You don't have to do a thing. Just be in this space and be willing to receive. You might feel a warm tingle or a warm glow. You may see a connection. You may hear words of love. Whatever it is, in whatever way you are receiving the message, know that you are connected. Just stay in that space for a moment, and when you're ready, come on back and know that the way that you're going to be able to stay in this state is to go back day after day and cultivate a relationship with the divine. Allow yourself to spend in the beginning maybe 5 or 10 minutes. And then as you become more proficient, go all the way out to 30 minutes and just spend time in that place of connectivity. And then when you feel that you are ready, when you feel that you are really secure in your divine connection, begin doing the work to clear and heal your heart. That's the work we do within the heart healing group. Within our heart healing model, we clear away all of the pain and the frustration, all of the trauma and those things that we have picked up that don't serve us, those limiting beliefs or those ways in which we've been told we just don't measure up. Those all need to be cleared away so that you can make room for your divine truth. And there is only one truth, and that is that you are more than enough. You, as you are more than enough. You might have pieces of you that need to be eliminated, that really aren't serving you. You may have attitudes and past behaviors that are holding you back from your fullness. But begin just from the place of loving and accepting yourself just as you are. Love you. Allow the divine to love you. Open your heart for the energetic beings to love you and allow yourself to be led. Remember, you're not going anywhere on the physical plane. The world is not collapsing, and you don't need to get prepared in that way. You must go within and open that connection. And when that connection is open, you will receive guidance. You'll just feel like you're supposed to be at a certain place, or you'll be pushed, or you'll see a sign, some sort of confirmation, or you'll hear, gee, you need to go over there. Follow those signs. Get used to being in that state of alignment and trusting it to deliver you where you need to be. The location is the same for everyone. None of us need to go to the top of the mountain. We need to go right here, right into the heart, right into the heart chakra, and do our work within that place of love and acceptance. And Evan says, may we also view this as a greater connection to ourselves? Yes, as well, rather than the higher self and source. It's everything. You are the being that is in connection with the divine. The divine are everywhere and everywhere all of the time. You cannot find a place where they are not. However, you in your physical body are the embodiment of the divine, the expression of the divine, working in harmony with all that you have acquired throughout your lifetimes. So, this is you weaving into an even more pronounced version of yourself that is being guided by your divinity, by your connection to the divine. It's not you and the divine separate, it's you and the divine merging to become an even greater, really, a greater version of yourself. Without you, the divine have no expression. They've chosen to come through you to be their eyes, their ears, their voice, their hands. They are choosing to express themselves and to know themselves through you. So, you, all that you have gathered, give information and value to that which is the divine. And the divine, with their wisdom, give value to you that you can go out into the world and create even more beauty, harmony, peace, bliss, and joy with their help. They seek only to give you a life that is fuller and more powerful. They don't seek glory for the purpose of glory. They already are everything. However, they want you to live in a space and a place that feels most magnificent to you. So, that way into the 5D consciousness that I was talking to you about before is exceedingly narrow. In order for you to enter, you've got to clear away all that confusion, all that stuff that you thought somehow identified you, but yet really just got you stuck in a am I good enough kind of monologue. You got to sacrifice all that holds you prisoner. Now, this is where they said to me, guess what? You've got a sacrifice that you need to make. You have to sacrifice the hate, the negativity, the unbelief, the doubt, the fear. And for me, that meant sacrificing the very deep hatred that I had been holding onto for anyone that commits crimes against children. I get, if you're an adult, some really bad things can happen, and I don't like those people either. But the crimes against children seem to really upset me. And so the divine sent me into my heart and said, you must separate the act, which is vile and reprehensible and has no light within it, from the person. The person who is learning, who may be confused and damaged and really struggling. You must love the person, even while you are absolutely not not in alignment with the action. The person needs love. The action needs to be ceased. So I spent some time in my heart separating all of the different ways in which I was holding on to dislike for actions. And it has made me a much better person, much more able to see the struggles that these people are going through. I will not condone the act, but I will try to help you walk into the light. Let's please let go of everything that is keeping you in a place of negativity, no matter how justified you think it may be. It is stopping you from something so much greater than what you are experiencing right now. So, all that pain, all that trauma, and that abuse, let it go. If you can't let it go, then you need to get help. Contact me, contact another person who can help you enter the heart and release this. But let it go because it's standing between you and glory. Oh, thank you, Abjul. Yes, it is not just a mindset, it is a heart set. But when the heart and the mind are aligned, when the heart is saying, I am love, I love and accept myself, now the mind says, huh, you know what? I think you're a pretty good person, Marcia. I think I'm going to support you in meeting your dreams and aspirations because I find value in you. Where I used to really think there was a lot wrong with you because you used to focus on everything you did wrong. Clear the heart. Once you allow the heart to be clear, there will not be a war going on. You will not be entering into self sabotaging behavior because part of you just doesn't feel good enough or deserving enough. Instead, you're going to be saying, okay, God, lead me forward into the truth, the place where I can shine my brightest and allow me to lead the way, light the way for others, show others that they too can have this because no one, even the pedophiles who I used to find absolutely revolting, are not told no. They are told they must clear out that mindset, that behavior, and that belief. But if they do, they are just as welcome as you and I in that state of bliss. Separate the action from the people. The people deserve to be loved. The actions need to be stopped. So the way is narrow, but you can do it. Sacrifice everything that is holding you back, no matter how minuscule, on the altar of joy. Just go back into that heart space. Let's do that right now. Go back into your heart space. Create a circle of white light. This is your sacred circle. This is where you and the divine commune. This is where you become so much more because you are connected with the divine. This is when you expand. You, because you are the one that is important. The divine already have every kind of recognition they could ever want. They want you to understand who you are. So let's just call ourselves into that circle right as we are. Just imagine that you're there just as you are. And now take a moment to create an altar. Allow your altar to look any way that speaks to your heart. It can be ornate, it can be plain, it can be metal, it can be wooden, it can be anything you desire, as long as you find it pleasing. This is your altar of joy. Joy brings joy. Love brings joy. Acceptance brings joy. And onto this altar, I want you to call forth from the deepest, darkest depths of your being all of the ways in which you are unable to honor yourself. Every time you have said, I'm not good enough, place it on the altar. Actually, let's create a beautiful bowl too. Let's contain this energy in a beautiful bowl. All I'm not good enoughs go in this bowl. All of the, oh, I failed. All of the, what will people think of me? All of the secret hatreds, the fears, the doubts, the pain, all of those times when you felt lost and alone, put them in this bowl. And then gather up any other negative experience, anything that's dark, gather it up, place it in the bowl. And one of our helpers today is Saint Germain. Saint Germain of the violet flame, because in order to move into 5D consciousness, you must be pure. You must be willing to release all of the darkness and all of the ways in which you are not loving and accepting yourself. Allow Saint Germain now to join you in your circle and cover that bowl of I'm not, I hate, I refuse, I'm not good enough. Cover that bowl of shame with the violet flame. The violet flame purifies everything. Allow it to purify every aspect of your being. Take away all of the times when you felt you couldn't, or all of the ways in which you believe the world can't, or someone else. Let it all go now into the violet flame. Just release it. Let it be. Let it go. Take a deep breath and honor all that you have placed there. Lovingly let it go into the violet flame to be transmuted, to be returned to you as love, joy, and peace. Release the dark into the violet flame. Take a deep breath. Open your heart and allow that to be returned to you, which is of the divine, unconditional love and acceptance. Let this energy fill your being. Let this energy be who you are. Take a deep breath. Allow it to settle into your being. And when you're ready, come on back and be proud. Be proud of who you are and what you've accomplished by saying yes to love and no to hate. This is the way in. How do you know that you are in a state of extended, expanded consciousness? By the way you feel. You will feel bliss, peace, love, joy, an overwhelming, overflowing state of contentment. No words are necessary because it's a state of being, a state that you can feel. You can't buy your way in. You can't bargain your way in. You have to feel your way there. So every day, until you feel completely pure, sacrifice everything that's holding you back on your altar of joy and allow Saint Germain to come forward with the violet flame and completely encompass this energy so that the only thing that you deal with on a regular basis is love, unconditional love. It will magnify your ability to do everything of significance. It will empower you. It will embolden you. If you once felt shy or not quite worthy, it will make you understand who you are and what you've come to share. Because as I tell you always, each one of you has brought a gift, and the world needs your gift. Abdul, that is one of the most beautiful. Abdul says, I am crying. I cannot tell you the amount of, I am crying too, the amount of joyous tears that I have shed on my journey into this place of an expanded heart. It is one of the most precious journeys you can ever go on. No one can do it for you. And it is priceless to be able to give up everything that is holding you prisoner so that you can experience life as it is meant to be and then be a beacon for others is priceless. Whether you are working in the spiritual field or you're just working anywhere, your light of love is so necessary in the world, and everyone will be drawn to it. It cannot be bought. You can't do trickery. There's no false prophet that can come forward that can compete with you when you have let go of the pain. You will be unstoppable. And you will only be moving toward your greatest good because that's what love does. It calls you toward the greatest good, the way in which your life will be most magical. So, how can you release yourself from everything that's holding you back? Place it on the altar of joy. There is something, an example that they gave me that I want to share with you because I know when I was first on this journey, I was begging them to do it for me. Please, if you would just help me, I know I would understand. And they gave me the example yesterday during meditation when I was preparing for this, and when they said, it would be as though you are a teacher in the classroom and you teach the lesson, and then you hand out a worksheet and you walk to every student's desk and do the worksheet for them. And then when you want to test their knowledge of the skill to make sure that their life is whole and complete, you step in front of them and take the test. The reason they won't interfere with your growth or help you cheat your way to progress is because you need to have the experience in order to receive the growth. The teacher can't teach the lesson, do the worksheet, and take the test and expect that the students gain any value. The teacher, which is the divine, gives the lesson. Then they give the challenge, and then they help you get the material that you need, the wisdom, the technique, what the support, whatever it is you may need in order to move through that challenge so you can have the joy of becoming more empowered and feel more alive because you are so much more capable. And Evan says, sometimes I don't think we fully understand what beacons of light we actually are and can be for others, even people we've never met. Oh, yes. When you really allow yourself to say to the divine, take from me, or show better, this would be better phrasing, they're correcting me. Show me all of the darkness that I'm holding on to, and then help me transform it into love, which will then emanate from me as light. Now, let's remember when you're holding that love inside of you, your life is going to be pretty darn fabulous because you are generating all of this good. Law of attraction says good must attract good. So you're going to be a light for others, but you're also going to be a light for yourself because your life is going to improve dramatically as long as you allow it to do so. Be that love in the room. You don't have to expect payment because law of attraction will ensure that you will be rewarded in the way that is best for you. So let's say you walk into a room, Evan, and you light it on fire. Does that mean that you get a bigger paycheck next week? Not necessarily. But what it means is that you will receive something that is of the highest value to you. Something that you desired above all else is making its way to you because you are holding the highest vibration. There is no higher vibration than unconditional love. The reason Mother, Father, God told me that I must release my hatred. I can't find a better word. My hatred for those people who did crimes against children is because it was creating darkness within me. I can still start a fund that protects children. I can still be proactive in working to help children, but I do not need to hate the people that are very confused and lost right now in this lifetime and are capable of perpetrating these acts. I need to love them where they are. I don't need to invite them into my home. I don't need to do special things for them. I need to only extend the love of the divine to them in the hopes that they will find their way out of that darkness. I can work against their acts all that I want to, but I must love the individuals, understanding that they are perhaps new on their journey. And I might be able to help them advance their journey more quickly by extending them love and compassion. And I don't have to meet them. I don't have to sit in a room with them. I don't need to do anything with them except to extend love. And of course, one of the ways that I love to extend love the most is to create the pink and gold blanket of light. Now, I know I've shared this with you a lot, but let's do it again right now in this moment. Pick whomever it is that you feel represents the most vile energy on the earth. Just close your eyes, back in the heart space. Take that deep breath. Really get aligned with your divine connection. Create your circle of white light. Call yourself into the circle. And now call into the circle whatever that vile energy is that you absolutely despise. Call it right in. Ooh, I see you and I hate you. Now, that energy is going to be represented by some people. You must separate the people and the energy. Once you have the energy off to the side, call in Archangel Michael and ask him to destroy, well, I'm sorry, they're correcting me, to dispose of the energy. Nothing can be created. Energy can't be created or destroyed. So we must nearly transform it. Give it to Archangel Michael and Saint Germain to transform. And now you see the person stripped of that energy. Wrap them in a blanket of pink and gold light. Just create a blanket in your mind, woven with fibers of pink and gold, and wrap it around that individual or individuals. Wrap it. Let's create 3 blankets, at least 3. Takes a while for someone who is so lost in the darkness to even understand that someone would be interested in sharing love. So wrap it around them 3 times. And then from your heart, say to these people, I love you. I don't love what you're doing. I can't support your actions, but I love you. Release them. Allow this new energy to flow out into the world. You've taken their horribly dark energy and allowed it to be transmuted. Flow that out into the world. Connect with the divine. Make sure that you didn't hold on to any darkness. Connect with the divine for a moment. Take a breath. Feel their love flowing to you and through you and out into the world. And take another breath and come back and recognize what you have just done. You have separated the person from the action. You have taken an action that is absolutely reprehensible and given it to the divine so that it can be transmuted. And then you've given the individual love, something they never thought they could earn. You gave it freely. It's a beautiful thing to do. And it is the way that we are going to make a difference in the world. We must keep offering love. We are not going to honor the evil act, but we must love the individual who has become lost and confused. Do not put yourself in harm's way. Share an energetic blanket of love. and know that you are doing a great work in the world. Oh, yes, Evan. Yes, yes, yes. It is so good to remember that you can write your own permission slip. Remember when we were all in school and we would get a permission slip from our parents or our teachers of what we could and couldn't do? You're an adult now. You get to write your own permission slip. You get to give yourself permission to love and accept yourself just as you are. You get to give yourself permission to live a life that feels good. You get to give yourself permission to live in joy and make healthy choices. You're unlimited. Whatever you desire, give yourself permission to experience that. And then ask the divine and their helpers to help you achieve that. So let's see what else I had to share with you today. Oh, one more really golden gem, free will. Let's remember we are in charge. So just like Evan said, write yourself a permission slip. Remember, your free will is either going to make you or break you. Do not let yourself talk yourself out of ascending. You are worth it. You are worthy. You are more than enough. Use your free will in support of your growth, not as a way to keep yourself down. The angelic realm cannot interfere. If I decide today, oh, I'm a worthless piece of trash, the energetic realm cannot come to me and say, what a terrible thing to say. Don't do that, Marcia. I decided with my free will that I wanted to call myself a worthless piece of trash until I allow myself to say, that isn't what I want. I want to see myself as a beautiful being of love. They cannot interfere. They can merely support that direction that we have chosen. They can give you little nudges. Oh my gosh, why are you saying you're a worthless piece of trash? Or do you realize what you're saying? Or, oh, that's heading you in a tough direction. But they cannot put a stop sign up and say, stop that right now. You have free will. Please honor that you are the one that is in charge of you. Otherwise, you would be a puppet on a string and God would be pulling the strings. You have free will. Please eliminate the darkness so that you are going to be more desirous of doing those things which honor yourself. And then call on the angelic and energetic realm to support you in loving and honoring you. Get used to having conversations with them. Get used to really feeling good about your relationship with the energetic realm. Call on them. Let them be your support team. But just know they can't do for you what you refuse to do for you. So first, you open the door. I love and accept myself. Oh, yeah, that feels good. Angels, help me stay there. They can help you, but they can't do it for you. All right. What if the other person's actions are in myself too? Should I wrap pink energetic blankets around myself too? Absolutely. You have to love you first. Now, when we do heart healing, we work in the energetic heart space and we have the Christ consciousness, which is the energy of love, doing the healing work for us. It is deep, deep, deep clearing work and absolutely phenomenal. But you can replicate that to a smaller degree by using that blanket of pink and gold light and honoring yourself and telling yourself continuously, I love and accept you. Evan says, yes, of course. Totally do that, Abdul. Yes. Yes. Thank you, Evan, for being in support of Abdul. It's so important that we support each other. And let me put in here, I have many ways that you can be supported. Well, except it won't. Here we go. First of all, you can join me in Patreon, and that is an opportunity for you to get into a community where you are receiving all of these tools and techniques that the angels have taught me throughout my journey. Or you can see me for one-on-one counseling, or you can join our Facebook group where you're going to be inspired and uplifted and encouraged. Whatever works for you, or all three. And, when you go to my website, please download sign up for the email list so you will get a free ebook that will also give you an understanding of how you can work more closely with the angelic realm. So remember, you must be proactive in your life. Now, Abdul had another question for us, and we're going to answer that right now, which is, how do you know that you're ascending? And the way that you know, remember, I answered that earlier, but just to really clarify, look at your life. This is the one time when you can look around yourself and get a good understanding of where you are in your ascension journey. If you look around your life and around you, you are surrounded by unhappy people that are constantly complaining, and you're in an unhappy job and you just dread every day, there is some darkness that you are holding on to that is preventing you from making that ascension journey. You should be able to look around you. It's not always going to be 100%. There are people that you are supporting that are going through things, and that's okay. But you should be able to look around you and be able to have a great sense of satisfaction. Perhaps there are some people in your intimate circle that are really struggling, and you are supporting them. Good for you. As long as it's not wearing you away, that's fine. If it's wearing you away, you either need to step back and take some time for yourself, or close the door and invite that person to ascend on their own or with another group. Do not put yourself in harm's way. Do not say, well, it's okay, I'll do me later. I got to take care of all of this nonsense. That's their journey. You can't do it for them, but you can encourage them by working on your own vibrational harmony, and making sure that when they are around you, they feel safe, peaceful, uplifted, and that will encourage them to want that for themselves. If they don't want it, then you are free to walk away. It doesn't matter whether it's a family member or anyone else in your close circle. It's okay to walk away when your own ascension journey is being compromised because of proximity to some of these people. And some of you who are here are in that situation. And we have discussed this, that distance is necessary. I have a policy in place, which I had to put in place for my own life. And this is, if you are in a familial relationship that you feel you cannot leave, and sometimes you can just get up and walk away and you're fine. But if you are in a familial relationship which you feel you cannot leave because it would not honor who you are, then you must keep the relationship that will allow you to understand that this person is going to pass on They're going to make their transition at some point, and when they do, you have to be able to look back at that relationship with no guilt. This does not mean that you wear yourself to the bone helping them. This means you keep the amount of interaction that you need in order to feel clear about what you did. I can feel good about the amount of love that I gave that person, and I can feel good that I did not damage myself in the process. Hi, beautiful Joyce. Joyce, you are a lovely, beautiful being. And I just want to remind everyone's journey is different. You all have brought so many different experiences. Please don't sit in judgment of your journey or anyone else's journey. Sometimes we make fabulous choices. Sometimes, like me, we make really poor choices. And it takes us on a journey that is quite long and problematic. However, there's always a way back. And even in the midst of that dark journey, you are going to find beautiful periods of joy. Just keep going back to your joy altar and sacrificing all of the darkness. It is so worth it. Let's say we're in a terrible situation. Perhaps you're living in your car. You have been evicted from your house and you are living in your car. It doesn't sound like a very nice situation. And probably you're thinking, well, what could be good about that? Well, there may not be anything good about living in your car. So you don't focus on that. You focus on, can I still connect with the divine? Can I still feel that they are here with me? Can I still find ways to feel hope? Can I find things to do that will make me feel better? Please don't get caught up in where you are or what you're doing, because it will overwhelm you. Some circumstances are horrifying. You must not focus on that. You must find something within it that will transport you into a place where you can really feel your divine connection. Is the only way out of that horrible situation is in. Once you have that divine connection, you are then open to being guided to the place that will hold the answers. You will be guided moment by moment. And from somebody that was in a very dark place, and again, because of my own decisions, I know it can be a long road out, but it doesn't have to be. Join Patreon. Get on that Healing Hearts Facebook group. Download the ebook. Do what you need to do. And I am now in the process of forming a foundation where we are going to be able to offer counseling, group counseling at no charge to everyone who is interested. So if you have found yourself lost and confused, if you feel lonely and afraid, don't stay there. Reach out. Send me an email, explain what's going on, either that or go to my more developed website, the mmhearthealer.com, and fill out the form on the counseling. So I can get a little idea of where you are to see what group you need to be within. Be proactive. You are not alone. Help is here. I am beyond honored to be able to be in this position. And I want to make sure that you too have the support that you need, because the more people that are living a life filled with joy, the better world I'm living in. So Here we go, guys. It is time for me to introduce you to two amazing helpers in the energetic realm. Now, why do we always have to have energetic helpers? Have you looked around at this world? Do you do you see how difficult it can be living in this world when you think it's just you and your little brain that have got to figure everything out? Give up that right now. Instead, call on your divine support team. Reach out to them and ask them for guidance. Oh, you know what? I never finished my other thought. Let me just tell you also the way that you are going to make sure that you are truly on your ascension path is to assess your daily life. And this means your work, your relationships, your social status, your financial independence, and your overall quality of life. So let's say work. I hate my work. Okay, we need to work on finding ways that you can feel good about work even as you move in the direction of finding something better. You must always find good where you are before you will be moved out of it. Relationships. I want a divorce. Doesn't work that way. First, love you. First, honor you. First, decide what it is within you that needs to be purified. And then you can decide about your relationship. Social status. Oh, I want to be a billionaire. Don't go there. Go here. I want to love me. I want to walk in joy. I want to feel good about me. Financial independence. Again, oh, I need to have so much money. No, you need to have the amount of money required for you to live a joy filled life. If perhaps tomorrow you were gifted $1 billion, would you know what to do with it? Or would it just feel like a burden? Attract the amount of money that you need in order to feel good and to do good in the world. Don't ask for burdens, ask for blessings. And then your overall quality of life, go within on a daily basis. Make this place so radiant that you will attract to you others who are radiant. I love Evan. Overthinking is a slippery slope. Oh, yeah. Get out of the head. It is so capable of mental gymnastics and it will tie you up in knots. Go here and just, what's going on? Why am I feeling this anxiety? Just connect with the divine. Give it away. Give away the anxiety, the depression, the hurt, the pain, the fear. Give it to God. And stay then in that space, open and receive in return love. You can't just give it away, empty out, and stay empty. You must receive. It's always a give and take. Now, two of the helpers that can help you, Elmoira and Saint Germain. Now, why did I choose these two? And they're on the other page, actually. Because they are both ascended masters, which means they have been in these physical bodies. They know what it's like to navigate the physical world with your spiritual being. And they know that it can be quite difficult. So, Elmoira and Saint Germain. Elmoira will help you replace your faithlessness with faith. And if you haven't had a moment of doubt in this lifetime, you are a saint and you don't need help with anything. Doubt should be second nature to all of us by now. If you have been on a spiritual path, or not even on a spiritual path, if you've been living and you've been alive for more than 6 months, You've already experienced some really tough stuff. It's going to make you doubt. It's going to make you line up with fear and feel that somehow fear is going to keep you safe. But only the divine can do that. So Elmoira will help you replace that wobbly faithlessness with strong, centered, grounded faith. Faith that is airy fairy, I hope so, maybe, oh, God's got to do everything and I just sit here, is not faith. Faith is when you get down and dirty and you get in here and you say, okay, what am I holding on to? Oh, that hatred for all those pedophilic behaviors? That's got to go? Oh, but I thought that was good. It's a horrible thing. This is a horrible thing. The people still deserved love. So I can't hate the people, which is what I was doing. I have to completely separate myself from the action and place pink and gold light on the action as well, so that it may be purified until it no longer can exist in this world. But those people that I was trying to hate, that was me being dark. That was me not being a faith-filled being. I didn't trust that the divine could honor these people because I couldn't. I forgot the divine are everything and everywhere and have forgotten no one. Elmoira helped me to see that was not me being filled with faith. It was me being filled with fear. And the other one is Saint Germain. Saint Germain and his violet flame are going to help you with guidance, protection, and courage. It's a tough world, but we have superior helpers. And that means not only are you going to overcome, you are going to thrive. It's okay to feel vulnerable. It's normal. It's okay to reach out for help. This is transformative energy that you have access to, and nobody is cut off. You are the only one that can cut yourself off. So rise up, know who you are, love who you are, honor who you are, and ask them to help you become even more. But call on these beings whenever you need help and allow your life to be transformed. There are no words. There are no words for what it is like to fully move out of the dark lies into the light of love and the truth. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for the comments and for the deep participation. You make this so much more valuable. So don't forget, if you have something that you are interested in the spiritual realm, just put it in the comments. Let me know. I will go to my guides and we will help you understand. Nothing is off limits as long as it's going to help you ascend. So just put it in the comments and we will create something that answers that for you. And again, thank you for participating and for making my life really magical. Sending much love to all.